For this week's screencast, just maybe some frequently asked questions that I've heard a little bit this first week, and you might be thinking about them, and it might, even just watching the video might remind you of all the things you should include. Firstly, does it have to be a Canadian company? Yes, it absolutely does. The expectation is that we look at how globalization affects Canada and Canadian entrepreneurs and Canadian businesses. So by picking a Canadian company, you can demonstrate how you understand that impact. And if there is a particular product you really want to work on that's from another country, can we look and say, is there a Canadian version? Is there a particular country you'd like to pitch as an investment target, as an expansion opportunity? Well, can we find a Canadian company that could also benefit from that place? So yes, find a way to make it Canadian, something that was made in Canada, launched in Canada, and has operated in Canada for many years would be an excellent choice for your sales pitch. Could the company have already expanded? Yes. Perhaps it's something that expanded earlier a few years ago and closed and had to pull back into Canada. Perhaps it expanded widely and then closed some of those locations. So you want to propose that now is the time to try again and list the reasons why, or propose that, okay, it may not have worked in this country. However, this is the new country that it should work in. So yes, it can be something that it tried to expand and failed, and your critical analysis explaining why now is a better time or this new country is a better location could be very, very insightful. And then maybe it's something that already operates in some locations, like here is a retail outlet for Canada Goose in Soho. So given that it already operates in this country, we can't propose the United States, but where could it go next? And this initial international success could be used as your reasoning for why the global expansion should continue. Oh, because it did so well in New York, therefore we should make sure we have a location, and then you would say whatever country you felt was suitable. And remember, there's manufacturing, there's distributing, there's investment. It doesn't always just have to be a location for a store or a restaurant. So you could even say, Roots for many years has been made in Canada, but going overseas will be an opportunity to lower costs, and then they can target new customers. And it doesn't always have to be that, yes, a store will be open, because from unit one there are many ways to have a business that operates internationally. So it's not just retail sales. Do you need to appear in the sales pitch? I think this is Think Dirty. It is an app that identifies which cosmetic products are organic, and so the founder is appearing on Dragon's Den to pitch it. I think that a story is always more compelling than just a list of facts and figures, and if you can be in the video and you feel comfortable doing that, it's a way to build that connection, to add some enthusiasm, to make it engaging. If you read the instructions, it talks a lot about making the video, making the presentation very interesting, because you need to stand out. And I think if you did want to appear a little bit, again, it's like what if you were called to the CEO's office to make this presentation? Kind of imagining that you're doing that, it would I think could add some interest, but it's not required. There are many ways to do this. Just keep in mind, if you do, what is the best way to tell your story of how this Canadian company will succeed overseas? And just a reminder, what are the elements that should be included? You will have to choose, because you can't have everything. So you'll have to make sure that what you include is well researched and accurate and relevant. But what could you include? I think some demographics would be good. Here we have the youth population from the OECD website, and you can see, okay, well, that percentage of Canada is 16%, while New Zealand's the youth is 20% of their population. So this product that targets Canadian youth perhaps is going to work in New Zealand. So I think some sort of statistical analysis like we did in the first project of Unit 2 would work. I think there should be a current event component. I think we'd want to investing in the UK in 2020 is not the same as it was in 2016. So make sure you're getting sort of a news background, a current affairs background, a political background of that, and you're sort of including it. Making sure that everything in your presentation is up to date. I think we have not yet done this in the course because it is part of Unit 3, but I think we want some sort of cultural similarities because a good, and I'll mention it now, and the companies do tend to first launch in areas with similar cultures, because if it appeals to the culture in Canada, then it'll probably appeal to the culture in the United States or the UK or Europe, because it's proven that those people with those beliefs and those demographics and those cultures will buy the product in Canada. Well, probably let's see what's similar to Canada. That's a good logical first step. So just look and make sure, hey, is this, a product that is used in that country? Is this something that, is there any sort of cultural reason why this wouldn't, you would or would not work? So don't just look at the size of the economy, but look at the people in it as well. And we'd probably just, if we could have some kind of a pro-con analysis or some kind of a risk analysis, I think that would be comprehensive as well. Here's just a showing, how an Amazon fulfillment center, perhaps this is, automation, or, that things are being bought online might be a risk to this Canadian company's, attempts to expand overseas. So just try to think, hey, what could happen, and just mention it, perhaps mention a contingency, like, okay, to prevent this, we're going to make our products very, very high quality, or we'll have very excellent customer service, or we'll have very thorough training. Just try to think, what could happen if the company were to expand, and what's the best plan to address this. So hopefully you find these tips helpful, and good luck with your project.